Today's going to be a quick one. We're just going to go over wedges. We're going to go over bounce, we're going to go over loft, and we're going to go over wedge configuration. So let's do it. So let's go over bounce. I get a lot of questions from my students about the bounce. What is bounce? I'm going to explain it. Basically what the bounce is the trailing edge of the wedge. The lower the trailing edge, the more bounce it has. Bounce was built into the wedge to help prevent digging, whether you're hitting a sand shot or whether you're hitting one off the turf. Plain and simple, the more bounce you have, the less chance you have to hit it fat. A lot of people like to play a little bit of extra bounce in their wedges just for that simple reason. Nothing wrong with that. Find what's comfortable for you as far as the bounce and stick with it. Always good to consult one of your PGA professionals about it also. Okay, so let's go over loft. I was told years and years ago by my mentor, Carl Welty, that all great players have roughly 4 degrees of separation in between their wedges. So I start with my standard stock pitching wedge at 48 degrees of loft. Then I move to my gap or approach wedge at 52 degrees of loft. And then I move to my sand wedge at 56 degrees of loft. And then, obviously, for those that can do math, my lob wedge will have 60 degrees of loft. The reason being is it's very important. 120 in is your scoring area. You don't want to have any gaps in your scoring area, so pick your wedges accordingly. Use that philosophy. I guarantee you it'll help you. And it doesn't matter really what wedge you choose. I like Vokeys. I'm a big Bob Vokey fan, and so I play Vokey wedges. So let's go over wedge configuration. So we'll start with the bounce. I start with my 52 degree approach or gap wedge, and it has 12 degrees of bounce. That's a decent amount of bounce for a gap wedge or an approach wedge. Again, the trailing edge is going to be lower. It helps you not to hit it fat. So I like a little extra bounce in my 52 degree, and then I go to my 56 and I play even more in my 56 degree. I play 14 degrees of bounce in my 56 degree wedge. Now, the reason why I do that is because this is pretty much a universal wedge. I hit it out of the sand shots, I hit it out of fluffy grass, I hit it from the fairways, I hit it from pretty much everywhere. So I like a little extra bounce in it. Now, my 60 degree, I go the opposite because this is the club I use a lot to get the ball as high up into the land as soft as possible. So this has 4 degrees of bounce. I'm not really worried about hitting it fat. So I like a little sharper edges on my 60 degree. If I'm playing off a tight lie and I have to get it up and down, short side myself, have to get it up and down, I'm not worried about hitting it fat. So I like a little sharper edge, get it digging down in there, get the ball up in the air and get it to land soft. So that's my configuration of bounce. Again, consult one of your PGA pros. They'll be more than willing to help you get your clubs fitted properly. Your wedges are really important. So basically that's all I got about wedges. There's a little information for you. Hopefully it's helpful. Hopefully you learned something. Doug Timmons, 18 Greens TV. It's a wrap.